Okay, so I had asked her how they went about it, and she had told me that there was a class that they provided to help you with. It was a 2-hour class that they provided on Monday nights. One, if you're pregnant, um, to help you into that transition of being a teen and um, being a teen and becoming a mom. Then there was a mommy class, and everybody that was in the mommy class brought their babies. You got to to see them a little bit, and you got to see how you can balance life of a teenager, going to school and doing your other stuff. So I said, okay. Well, in April came around, and we decided to tell the school, only because physical ed just became too hard on me. We started playing dodgeball, basketball, tennis, and all that, and I just didn't want to hurt the baby in any way or any aspect. Move your hand. So, anyway, with that said, the we had told the nurse, and this is where I think it sank in. Only because at first it was like, oh my gosh, me and him only knew, like this was gonna be our little secret. Well, I'm not. I wasn't then a very skinny girl either, so I knew I had to tell people fast because I was gonna start showing it any minute, especially being 4.5 months old. So, one when we told her, and I remember it was a Tuesday, um, we decided to tell the nurse. The nurse gave me a pregnancy test, and that's where it sank in. That's when it said, "Oh my God, there is a living thing inside me." That it. I think it just like it kind of made me think, oh my God, how am I gonna handle school? How are my parents gonna do? How are they gonna react? My dad's gonna beat my butt. He had still beaten my butt, um, being pregnant, but he didn't know I was pregnant. So Tuesday, like I said, that Tuesday night, he went home and told his mom. Now, I had never met his parents. I had always been in the car when he's like gone into his house or anything like that. I had met his cousin um, through through him, and his cousin had just had a baby, and he was 16, and had gotten his 15-year-old girlfriend pregnant, and he was actually living at his house, so he was seeing it firsthand. So anyway, he called me and said, my mom wants to meet you. So I thought I could, you know, meet her. We decided to meet at Burger King just down the street, and she basically devoured me. She basically said that she didn't want the baby, that wasn't her grandson. Denied the whole situation. I think she was just mainly in denial because this is her first child. He's 16. What have you done? And didn't take it the right way. So I had no choice but to come back home later on that day and tell my mom. Now, when I told my mom, I think that was one of the hardest things I had to do. Besides to tell my dad. I just remember sitting down in her bed and saying, Mom, I gotta tell you something. And she just looked at me and she says, you're pregnant. Now, like I said, she did know I was dating him. She did know. I think she knew. I think my grandma told her, I was waking up sick. My jeans weren't fitting right. Everything. So, she calls my dad. And at this time, my dad was on his way home from work and says, your daughter needs to tell you something. And leaves it at that. Doesn't say anything, just leaves it at that. So he comes home and he's thinking the worst. He's thinking, just the worst. And he said, well, your daughter has a little situation. And when she said that, my dad just looked at me, I think, with the most, it's just this look of such disappointment, such, and I've had seen a face like that, like when he was disappointed of me getting a bad grade or anything, but this was far beyond anything, and he said, well, let's make sure. Maybe she's playing games, in denial a little. And I think the reason why he was in denial, so anyway, we went. I actually took two, because the first one, my mom was like, no, she's not. So we took a second one. Took one at night, took one in the morning. Both came out positive immediately. So we started the paperwork and everything for me to get my health insurance and everything, so I can start going to my doctor's appointments and everything. But my dad and my mom wanted to meet the father of my kid. Now, that is a whole other story of how the six of us came together. And I mean, it's a whole other story because a lot of things happened that night that, if you want to hear about it, comment down below and I'll make a video about it. But we came to terms, we basically came to terms where my family was going to accept him in. I was not accepted into his family. This is where me getting pregnant on purpose to move out of my house backlashed on me. It completely took me off guard. I thought I was going to be accepted into his family. No. In their eyes, I was a big old whore. I was, I was the worst. So, basically, my parents, helped me. My mom was there for me. My mom and I have always had more of a friendship relationship. So, anyway, when so I went to my doctor's appointment. Everything was fine. Baby was okay, even though I waited 4.5 months into it. And everything was good. I think, like I said, the hardest part was telling my parents. I actually had to come out and tell the school. So there was a joke around middle school always saying Grace is going to be the first one being pregnant. No, I was not the first one pregnant. I was the third one. I mean, needless to say. But anyway, with that said, I came out in a real cool way. And I was in journalism back then, and we were doing I had to tell all my teachers, basically, because I had to leave 5 minutes early, and I could come in 5 minutes before, just because they wanted not to be so bumpy in the halls and everything, because our school was pretty packed. So anyway, my journalist teacher came in and had asked me, hey, we're doing basically a spread on sex education and teen pregnancy. Will you be willing to come out to the entire school? Not just to your friends, but to the entire school, and write us your story. Now the two other girls, one, she was a senior. She had graduated early, so at this point she wasn't in school anymore. The second girl had kept her pregnancy secret for 7.5 months in school. Even though everybody knew she was pregnant, she just kept it hidden. And I didn't want to hide my parents. After I had told my parents, after I was showing, a little bit, I wanted to just, embrace it. So I did. I came out. Still have the article. If I can find it, I'll post a picture of it or I'll link it down below. So anyway, fast tracked freshman year ends. I'm this time 6 months pregnant. Then August 30th of 2005, my Antonio was born. He was an 8-pound 4-ounce baby. He was 22 inches long. The first love of my life. 14 months later came my second love of my life. Me. My little baby Mario. With him, I can't tell his story now. I'll tell it in another story because I was 17 with 2 kids. And if you want to hear about that, just leave a comment down below or give it a like and I'll do that video for you guys.
2 likes.
But basically that was it. If you guys want to know if the father of my kids and I worked out after my pregnancy and all that, and how our relationship changed from being lovey-dovey, puppy love, high school sweethearts, to a complete 180. Again, that is another story. Like I said, this was 12 years ago. And I'll be posting regularly. But this is my story of me being 15 and pregnant, and how I dealt with telling my parents and all that. And by me making this video, I'm not condoning, and I'm not saying go out there and get pregnant if you want to leave the house. No, there are other options. There's other ways. Unfortunately, this is what I chose. This is my story. I think nowadays, society shouldn't be so open to it how it is. Anyway, like I said, that was my story, and thank you for watching. And like I said, if you like the story, just give it a click on that little thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already.